Ciao, siamo qui con i GAMA BOMB a Milano. Hi guys to everyone. 15 years later, we are back. I'm Ada from Poison Drop, and finally, after really 15 years, with Philip from GAMA BOMB. Fucking hell. How are you?
Hi Ada. Hi. Yeah, I'm good. I'm still alive.
Yeah, me too. We are older. We are older, not drunk, and we are not in a bathroom. So.
I'm not in a bathroom this time yet. I'm close to a bathroom, luckily, but I'm not in one.
I mean, so how's it going? I don't know where to start, to be honest, because we left back in the 2009 when the Tides from the Grave and Space was released. So after that, there was a little bit of gap. And then you came back with the Terror tapes.
That's right. Yeah, so that was a funny time.
Yeah.
I think looking back, that was one of the toughest times we ever had because we had those two records back to back, which were, I think people really enjoyed them. And we did a lot of touring, and we went to America, and it almost seemed as if like, oh, we could become a big band. But then kind of the wheels fell off at that time. You know, we got into like legal dispute with our record label at that time. I injured my voice, and I spent a couple of years I needed surgery. And
that's sorry to hear about that.
No, it's okay. That's ancient history now. And you know, our original guitarist Luke, he left the band. So there was just a couple of things at that time that I think could have killed us. Like you've said yourself, there was a bit of a gap before the next record. That's why. So like we had no record label, we had no guitarist. I had no vocal cords. You know, it was pretty difficult, but we got through that, and we made a couple albums since then, and I think we kind of had to go through that process to learn a couple of things. You know, like I had to learn how to sing again. We had to learn how to write songs in a more collaborative way because Luke left the band. You know, John, who's now our guitarist and has been for 15 years, John joined the band. So like that time, which was very turbulent, it was the birth of this band that we are now. And
so we can say that from Terror tapes, you had a kind of turning point.
Totally, yeah. Because it was the closest we'd ever come to being defeated. You know, it was the closest.
You weren't.
I think other bands would have gone home, would have just stopped. But we didn't. You know, we scraped together our own money. We recorded the album in little bits and pieces, the Terror tapes, which was the next one. And you know, we argued a lot while we were. It was really hard. Like a lot of stuff was pretty hard. But you know, it has songs on it people love. And you know, from there, that kind of gave us this new record label that we were with for a while. Yeah. We did 3 records for them, and I think progressive, like you know, some of the stuff we did there was really great. And you know, other stuff. The most important stuff. The important thing about every record is you learn something from it. And over those 3 records, what we did was we learned how to make more and more of the record for ourselves. Like we were able to start engineering the guitars. We were able to start recording some of the vocals. You know, different things. And
that was different from the beginning, like say.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were able to make it for ourselves, you know, is what I mean. Like we were able to start kind of producing ourselves. We still worked with our friend Scott, who made most of our records, but like we were making them more and more ourselves. So then when
shaping the sound again.
Totally. We were literally in charge of recording the guitars, in charge of recording the vocals, you know, so we were going through that period where we had nothing. We started to learn how to use this technology, how to use the recording technology, how to bought better microphones, bought better heads. And whenever the lockdown happened in 2020, we had already kind of produced 2 songs, you know?
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay?
2020, it's horrible for every one of us, so we would want to forget that. But Sea Savage was released. Yeah,
so that's what happened. We were in lockdown. I had no job. I didn't even have my own house, and I have, you know, my wife and I, we have 2 kids, and we were like, no jobs, at home all the time. I was going crazy, and I think the band, we'd already done so much recording of ourselves. Damo just said, well, look, why don't I just try to make the next record? We were using technology for a long time where I could live in London and I could talk to Damo and record live on my laptop. So we started doing that. We started recording a record. I built a blanket fort in the garage, and Damo was in his spare room, and Joe was in his bedroom, and John was over in London in his room, and we made the album remotely. And that was interesting because when we had nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, couldn't go to the pub, couldn't do anything, it made two things happen. One, we wrote so many songs. We wrote lots and lots of songs, and we were writing them in a more collaborative way. Everyone has songs in that album. Like some of the albums in the past, Joe maybe wrote most of the music. On that record, it was a mixture of everyone, and that was the first thing. And the second thing was it put us all in a really good frame of mind. We got along really well. There was no arguments when we made the record, and that was kind of the first time that happened. And in a weird way, although John has been in the band since like 2013, 2012, it almost felt like this was the moment where it really locked together. Our drummer, Paul Caffrey, who had been with us for years and years, left around that time, or just before that. So we kind of had to come together more. Like there were only four of us left. So yeah, we did that, and Sea Savage was really good. We were very proud of it. I think it's one of our best records. And when it came out, we were with this label, Prosthetic Records in America, and they really believe in us. The guy who owns the label is a fan and has been since our first record.
I mean, you have an history.
We have a history. We did. That's what he said. Whenever we first spoke to him, he said, "You guys are a legacy band now," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
GAMA BOMB is not just a name. I mean,
well, there's also a bad smell and a bad picture. No. So yeah, we like Sea Savage was really good, and we got out there. We toured the UK a couple of times, and we kind of got back. We kind of got ourselves back to where we wanted to be.
I think you toured, if I'm not wrong, you toured as well with a Hell Ripper, a guy from Scotland.
Yeah, the UK with Hell Ripper, which was amazing. Yeah, because James, like, I'm a big fan of Hell Ripper. I was a fan of them,
and he was fan of you. I remember that he said to me that he was going on tour with GAMA BOMB, and I was like, I know them. And he was so excited. Yeah,
I know. I guess this is what happens when you get old. He was like a teenager listening to us. It was really weird when we met the first night of the tour. I just immediately walked up and was like, "Oh man, oh, I loved your album. Oh, Fire the Poisons was so cool. Oh, let's talk about Bastard of Hades." And he was all like, "Oh, Tales from the Crimson Pit. Let's talk about this and that." So that was very nice. They're blowing up. They're going to be a huge band, I think, and totally deserve it. But like, that's a really cool thing about where we are now as a band. Like, we've been around for a while. We get to go and meet people who we've influenced and to be honest, who influenced us. There's a song on our new album where I'm kind of stealing one of James's choruses, one of Hell Ripper's choruses. Yeah, so like, it goes both ways.
Which song is that? Tell me which song is that?
It's called Materialize, and I'm stealing the chorus of Bastard of Hades.
I mean, that's one thing that I always loved about GAMA BOMB is that you of course have been through a lot, and I'm really sorry to hear about that, but you really always face that with a joke, with a smile, with a laugh, coming out as really taking things so easy.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. We always say we take the music seriously, we don't take ourselves seriously. That's what we say. And we haven't really, when you think about friends of ours like Evil who actually have lost people, like poor Mike and stuff, we've been very lucky. The things that happened to us weren't that bad. We had some legal arguments here. One or two of the guys left because they want to go and live their life. I hurt my throat. It's actually not so bad.
I remember long back in the times around 2009, there was a beautiful period because there was you with you as a GAMA BOMB, and there was as well going out at the beginning also I think Evil. It was both of you. There was a representing in Europe thrash metal, and I remember this huge revolution going up in 2009. Then unfortunately as well in Evil, a lot of things bad happen as well, and I'm really sorry about that. Yeah. But both of you are back. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, and we talk all the time. We're the old people now. We talk. I was talking to all today. We talk all the time. Yeah, it's funny at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like we didn't see that coming because when we started the band, thrash metal was dead. It didn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
It was like
Exactly.
it was like starting a ragtime band. It was like starting it was like starting a bluegrass band. Not even a bluegrass. Bluegrass still
No,
exists.
no.
It
There
was like
was,
starting a ragtime band. It was like starting a 1920s New Orleans jazz band. It's a genre of
yeah,
music that was
because
dead.
before you there wasn't nothing in Europe. I mean, apart the like Sodom Creator, all these things,
Yeah, haunted.
but there was
Yeah,
nothing new. That period was just all stagnant, and then
it was,
you appeared with two
yeah,
different sound. If I was more like the classical thrash metal, you were like the funny, the speed,
yeah, yeah.
the thrash metal that you just had just go fucked up the party. Let's say like that.
Well, look, that's the thing. We've always it's probably because of our personalities, like the
Yeah,
kind of friendship that we have. Joe and I have known each other pretty much all our lives since we were 11. And I
yeah.
think starting to play music together, I wasn't a singer
You
and I
were
wasn't a songwriter and I wasn't a lyricist when we started the band. So,
really,
oh yeah, well, I was 19 years old. Who's a proper singer who's 19?
but you
But
were
I
doing amazing in in the beginning.
Well,
First
the thing was,
album.
I was so nervous about being in the band when I was a teenager. I couldn't even look at the guys when we did our first rehearsals. I had to stand with my back to them and stuff,
Yeah.
like Michael style.
I remember
Um,
your vocals are like that. There wasn't someone like you back at the time, and still today with that vocals with the screaming, like I was saying all the time too, with the hammer slammer. There wasn't
yeah,
someone like
yeah,
you.
yeah. Well, that's good, and I think that's why Joe wanted me to come and rehearse with the band the first time
Yeah,
because we got drunk and I was singing "Child in Time" by Deep Purple, and I was
yeah,
doing that. I was doing that.
yeah, yeah. I know.
And then I think Joe was like, "Oh, let's get him down." So that's like when the band started. Joe had heard me singing, so he wanted me to come in and sing. But I was so nervous, and when it came to writing songs, the best way to do it was to make the guys laugh.
Yeah,
So like, I was so embarrassed. I couldn't turn around and go, "And here's a song about my feelings, guys. Here, read these
yeah,
lyrics about my feelings." That didn't make sense. And also, I don't really think the music is a serious medium for that kind of message. Like that's why when metal bands write emotional songs, it tends to slow down so that there's more
yeah.
room so you can think about it. But our music wasn't slow; it was totally crazy.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it
yeah.
was all just make them laugh, make myself laugh, and that kind of made it. That kind of lubed it up.
You break like make it like a fucking cat in the world of music.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Get the cut of your own fan. I remember we were really kids coming here from Sicily to Milan to just I remember we bought the ticket and we didn't I didn't know who were Exodus, no one. We just knew GAMA BOMB. So we came straight over to there.
We were talking about was that in Rolling Stone in Milan?
Yeah, exactly. And I had that picture that because we forgot, we didn't went to see Torture Squad play. We just stayed in the smoking area because we weren't smoking. We were just staying there, and I don't know what we did. I just drinking, laughing. There is picture of all of us. I don't. That was super fun, and I never forgot that because it was my first interview that I did with a band. So I
But that was your
started.
first.
Oh, come on, I was 19. I was 20. I was a kid.
Bless.
I'm old woman almost. So,
Me too. No, I'm almost.
we are old. No, but of course, I mean, we were saying that you went from that beautiful sound, from, like faster. But now it's coming out on November, but a new album. So, new music. And I saw already the new video clip, black and white, is totally different. You're a performer. You're performing an actor. You're acting something beautiful. And
Oh, thank you.
so, what about this new album? Because it's deeper. I might be wrong, but I think there's more deepness in the GAMA BOMB with this new
Well,
album.
let me ask you something. So you were a fan of the old stuff, the fast stuff.
Everything of GAMA BOMB. I love
what-
the Wild Terror takes.
Okay, so what do you think? What did you honestly think of this record compared to that fast stuff? Is it like, did you want more fast stuff, or is this stuff?
No, it's fucking beautiful. I love that
Okay.
song in black and
Oh,
white.
that's like,
It's beautiful. Since the moment I saw it, I mean, I was like, they are Gamma Bomb. But then I saw you acting. I was, they are Gamma Bomb, because you kept that irony. That's what.
yeah, well, that's it. Irony is an important part of it. It absolutely is. And being absurd is an important part of it. I think the music is the product of the last album.
Yeah.
You know, and of the last few years.
Exactly.
I think, it's kind of a product, because we started writing pretty much straight after Sea Savage. And what we had done on Sea Savage, because we were in lockdown, because our drummer had left, because we had a new record label, we were writing the songs more democratically. We started writing some songs that were more groovy, some songs that were slower, and then it on the record. And then when we played those songs live, even though it was a little bit scary to play those songs live, because we're so used to playing fast songs.
Yeah.
When we played them, people really liked them. So, you know, like songs that Bring Out the Monster from 2 albums ago, or Shere Khan from the last album, when we played them, people were like, that's good. So that kind of gave us permission to do more.
Of course.
And we realized as well that, you know, for years we were playing shows, and if you just play really, really crazy fast music, it exhausts everybody. It exhausts the audience.
You need some minute to chill.
You do. You need a bit of dynamic or something in the set. There has to be like a flow to the set. So songs like that. And you know, then when we came to write this album, we were very productive. We wrote 30 pieces of music for this album, like 30 demos. Okay. So we basically wrote like 2.5 albums.
Yeah. So you have another album for the next year already ready.
We'll have literally half of it ready. Yeah. So like. So I keep joking that we're going to call the next one Cats. I'm just same
Cats.
cover, but with kittens, you know.
Rats.
Or rats, yeah. So we wrote a lot of music for it. I think we're more confident in the kind of songs that we're writing. You know, it has a couple of fun things on it that you wouldn't find on any other Gamma Bomb album. I think we're too old to give a shit what anybody thinks anymore.
Yeah, you are right. We were before, because maybe before we were drunk when we were younger, but in between the journey of our, growing up, we had a little bit more, we were aware of the people surrounding, maybe we were more, not sober, so, and then there was a little bit of being afraid of the judgment of the people, but nowadays, we don't care. That's
we're being
how we are.
Less self-conscious is kind of the way
exactly. And you build an institution, at least really, because that's why I really cared about this interview, because you are the only band that I interviewed, I'm sorry for the other one, that I see from really almost the beginning. And I saw all this process, and this changing, and now, and it's beautiful to see how much and deep you went into the music.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like knowing an old band growing up. Seeing it growing up.
When we were making the record, you always wonder, what are people going to think of it? Especially because we have a reputation and we have history, and our history is, playing speed metal. So it was very like, okay, well, what are people going to say? And it seems that so far people have heard it and they actually really like the different stuff. So that's cool. Because what we've done is we've written different stuff, but we haven't turned our back on our groove, because all our fast stuff was very 1980s and all this stuff is very 1980s. So it's not, going slightly Judas Priest isn't like going new metal,
No. But it's your sound. I mean, the things about Gamma Bomb is that you never had to being inspired by, of course you had inspiration, because we all had inspiration in everything in our life. Every musician as well has it. But when you came out with your first record, you already made your own brand, your own print of music. So now you are one of that band. That like we are from El Ripper itself, from James. You are inspired.
It's weird, man. This is it's weird. It's like an analogy for growing up and getting old. It's like we don't feel like we've been doing it for a long, long, long time,
What do you
and
mean?
we feel like we're still a small band. But then you meet people and they say, "Oh, you inspired my band," or they say, "Oh, you guys are legends," and you're like, "Well,
No.
it doesn't feel like it."
Yeah.
It feels
I
like we're
mean,
still.
you
It
know,
just feels like we're still mucking on. Maybe if we got rich, we might feel like legends. That might be nice.
you know what? But for in Europe, we had a lack of thrash metal, or let's say thrash metal in general, for a lot of years as well. So
Yeah, of course.
when you show up, there was just, at least for speaking from an Italian point of view, for what we can hear from here, there was GAMA BOMB and Evile. Then there was a kind of like a gap we saw, and there was almost no one. Of course, in the last couple of years, smaller band from Belgium, from I don't know, Evil Invaders, Dust Bolt, all the small bands came out. But the sound has always been an influence from you. So always GAMA BOMB influenced this band, and now
Yeah,
you are among like the big band. Let's say we get the second track, the second new wave of thrash metal, we can call it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like back then, because thrash metal was dead when we started, it felt like a new wave. Like a new wave was a good way to describe it because there had been no thrash albums.
Yeah.
But then I think now it's almost like the internet has made all that obsolete. There's no point in talking about waves anymore because now you can just be a thrash band. It's a genre like being a funk band, whereas when I was a kid, it was a phenomenon that had died. It was like being in a disco band. It was like, this was a thing. This genre died out and was unfashionable and nobody cared.
Of course, yeah, that is normal.
So it was like, you're going to dig it up, you're going to dig it up. Whereas now you don't have to dig it up because you can just go on Spotify. I was listening to Atomica on Spotify. Like, that's a band I could never have found out about when I was 19. Yeah. So anyway, that's the deal. We're getting old.
Yeah, we're getting old. But of course, that's the beauty of it, because you can look at your past and see as well how much your vocals changed. Because with the last album, I think you challenge a lot your vocals as well.
Yes, I have. Yeah, learning how to sing in a healthy way. Exploring other parts of my voice over time, working with Damo, our guitarist who produces our records. Working with Damo has been a big part of that. We're very comfortable together. We're obviously very good friends, and we work together in a very relaxed way where we'll just do like a couple of hours here, a couple of hours there, and it gives me a lot of time. Back in the day when we were like making records in the studio for 1 month, you would go and live at the studio and make a record for a month. You were under pressure. So you would have to get the whole album done in like 6 days. With this album, the single Rusted Gold, I did 300 vocal takes on that song.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound good, but it actually did. It was because I found out which way the song would go, and there's lots of harmonies, lots of double vocals, lots of backup vocals.
Yeah, and that gives you some lots of fades or shades of music as well.
Yeah, there's lots of bits and pieces there.
So we can say that GAMA BOMB is not just anymore only speed thrash metal. We can't label GAMA BOMB. We can't.
Yeah, there's a bit of a thing. James, who recorded the drums, James Stewart from Vader and Decapitated. Yeah. Whenever he recorded the drums and he was finished, he sent us a message and he said, "Oh, the album's great." And he said, it's like you're not really a thrash band anymore. You're just this weird metal band now.
And I was like, we don't have to describe it. That's why I didn't ask how GAMA BOMB started. Because
we're still a speed metal band. Really.
Yeah, but of course,
we're playing heavy metal as well. So, and here's the thing: these distinctions. Are you playing thrash? Are you playing crossover? Are you playing speed metal? Are you playing classical metal? These distinctions don't really matter at the end of the day. What matters is, are you putting your own stamp on the music? Is it something you can stand behind? Do you have something to say? And are you doing it with a bit of style, Have something to say and say it clearly is the secret of style, So,
but there is for example, there is in Bats some song or one song that you would suggest. Because of course, like we said, you're changed a lot. So if we want to, for example, suggest one song of Bats to the new people that, for example, like me, have this memory of whole GAMA BOMB.
Okay.
So just keep randomly one song, the first came into your mind.
Okay, so let me get the question right. What song from Bats?
Yeah, you would suggest to the oldest fan of GAMA BOMB.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Let me think about that.
Can be as well a challenging song.
Yeah, like the least challenging song, the one that's the most like the old tunes. Let me think about that. I think Materialize is very like something off Tales from the Great in Space. And I think Speed Funeral wouldn't scare anyone.
Yeah.
Like if people heard Speed Funeral, they go, "Oh yeah, that's pretty much what I expected." Yeah, and also the punky song. There's a punk song on it, which is called Mask of Anarchy, and I think that is very old school. Like that's like we could easily have written that in 10 years.
You want to give like a new song of the new version, let's say.
Yeah, well, I think
for the new fan.
Yeah, from the new thing. I don't really want to give it away, but the last song on the album, Bats in Your Hair, is a very strange piece of music. It's a very, very strange piece of music, and like it's like I love it. I absolutely love the song. It has an outro with a big surprise musically, a thing we would never have done before. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but we're trying to kind of keep it as a surprise for people. But the album ends in a very unusual and cool way.
I am looking forward to hear the album. Believe me, it's meshing my mind on the 3 album until 2009.
You haven't got a chance. You haven't got a chance to hear the album yet.
No. Just saw the video clips and everything that was released.
Really,
I'm looking to hear it because I know there is like another turning point for you. This album, I just firmly believe that. So. Once it's gonna be out and already put out, and because now you're gonna tour again. You're gonna tour in a UK tour in a couple of days.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's gonna be only UK tour, or you think you should do as well a European tour in the next month?
So for the rest of this year, the UK is kind of the last thing, and then we're going to go down like Mexico at the end of the year. Not a festival in Mexico, but the UK tour followed by a gig in Ireland. And then we're kind of going to take the end of the year, maybe think about starting a new record, because we're going to start making our next album, Cats. And at the start of next year, we're going to do a tour of Ireland with Party Cannon, who are from Scotland. They're a great band. And then in March, we're going to do a short European tour with Rosette. And that's mostly around kind of Germany, Belgium, Netherlands. And then towards the end of the year, hopefully we'll come back and do like Spain, Italy, Portugal, France, do the rest of it.
I have to join you in some live, and we have to do
you'll have to come
a live part 2, and I'm gonna to send you the link of all the interview, so you will have a fucking laugh.
Of course. And we'll do the summer festivals. We'll be there for summer festivals next year.
Cool. I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah, look, we're having. Sorry, it's getting bright here. We're having a really good time right now, like as a band.
This is the time.
Yeah, it is. It's the time to do it. Sorry, that's too bright.
I'm so excited. I feel the excitement for you and me because I thought that I'm going to play.
Well, we're in a good place. We get along very well. Like we're all friends, which is I think a lot of bands. The reason that a lot of bands don't survive is they're not friends.
Chemistry and friendship.
Yeah, chemistry and like you kind of have care personally for each other. You're not just here because
exactly.
It's in a dream or something, and I think that causes a lot of hurt when dreams aren't realized or where the success is unfairly distributed in the band. So we get on very well. We enjoy playing together. We appreciate what we've got because we're at an age now where we're all busy with our lives. Like some of us have kids and stuff, and it's very easy to easy to lose sight of this kind of fun in your life. And we have,
and that's beautiful.
we're very grateful for that. Like it's self-actualization, having a hobby like this. It's good.
So what we can say basically, just to make a little bit of summary, to put everything together, let's say like easier. Bats BATS is going to be out on the 10th of November.
10th of November. Yeah, that's right. And it'll be accompanied by the single Egyptron featuring the Egyptian Lover, which is coming out as well.
And the tour is going to start on the 20th of October.
That's right. Yeah, 20th of October, and that's going to finish on the 29th of October at the Siege of Limerick in Ireland.
Perfect. And I'm going to join you somewhere in Europe next year, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a promise I made here to everyone. So, 15 years later, we did it. I don't want to wait another 15 years. So, let's say some couple of months later, we will do an updating, looking forward.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I'm going to send you the link and the photos that we did it. So, maybe you will remember. Fucking weird.
Yeah, sure. Send me the photos. I'd love to. I was just thinking, I haven't seen the photos.
Yeah, the photos and the video, which is still on YouTube.
Video as well. Oh, God.
Years. Yeah.
Right, send me that. I'd love to look at that.
So thank you so much. I wish you really, really all the best for Gamma Bomb from everyone.
You're very sweet, Anna. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the support over the years.
No, I will never stop. Hammer Slammer and is here in my head all the time. We were talking Hammer Slammer. I can't forget that song. I'm sorry. I will get tattooed someday. I can't.
Yeah, well, you've still got some room on there. You can fit it in somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Maybe I have to check.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the right place for us. It's actually the logo is a good shape for the armpit. Perfect.
You are right.
So thank you so much.
I wish a good rest of the day for you and your family, which is the most important things always, and always keep it Gamma Bomb. Let's take it. So guys, thank you for your availability.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you for your laughter and the future.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Look, you can see yourself in the scene.
Let's say hello for our leaders.